Stronger than the wind, the fire of the covenant they made burned in their hearts like a flame, unwavering, unquenchable, undimmed by the night. The fire of the covenant burned bright. There was a shout heard above the bitter storm from faithful saints who had come to take them home, where they would build up a place of peace and love, and raise a temple to bind our souls as one. The storms will come and sin will rage, and enemies deride. Hold on thy way, be not afraid, for God is on thy side. The fire of the covenant they made burned in their hearts like a flame, unwavering, unquenchable, undimmed by the night. The fire of the covenant burned bright.
There was a sound rising high above the plains. Gentle voices were singing songs of praise, and there were prayers carried forth upon the wind. With nothing left, they still kept their faith in Him. Their hope was brighter than the fire of cruel and angry men. Their love was deeper than the snow and stronger than the wind. The fire of the covenant they made burned in their hearts like a flame, unwavering, unquenchable, undimmed by the night. The fire of the covenant burned bright. There was a shout heard above the bitter storm from faithful saints who had come to take them home, where they would build up a place of peace and love, and raise a temple to bind our souls as one. The storms will come and sin will rage, and enemies deride. Hold on thy way, be not afraid, for God is on thy side. The fire of the covenant they made burned in their hearts like a flame, unwavering, unquenchable, undimmed by the night. The fire of the covenant burned bright. We are the youth of the great and final days, armed with truth and a legacy of faith. And we will rise up and shine the light He gives. And with the saints we will testify. He lives, He lives. The fire of the covenants we made burns in our hearts like a flame, unwavering, unquenchable, undimmed by the night. The fire of the covenant burns bright, burns bright. We'll keep the fire burning
We will all have times when the plains seem unending and the rocky ridges are testing our strength. Times when we can't feel our feet, when we've lost our way and we are weak. And we need the arms of the rescuer, where grief is swallowed up in His love. In the arms of the rescuer, where darkness has no victory over us. We're lifted up to be enough in the arms of the rescuer. We will all have days when we feel out of chances, when we've wrecked our heart, when we've failed again. But His love for us is without end. He is there each time we reach for Him again. The arms of the rescuer, where grief is swallowed up in His love. In the arms of the rescuer, where darkness has no victory over us, we're lifted up to be enough in the arms of the rescuer. In the arms of the rescuer, where darkness has no victory over us, we're lifted up to be enough in the arms of the rescuer.
Like the break of dawn brightens the horizon, long before the sun is seen, and fills a darkened world with radiance and glory. This is how the Spirit speaks to me. When I am afraid, longing for His shelter, I look for Him to guide my feet. In a moment He is there and lights the path I travel. This is how the Spirit speaks to me. He knows that I need Him, and I can't walk alone, and I turn to Him to provide my every need. I know my way is certain if I trust Him patiently and listen while the Spirit speaks to me. When all hope is gone, when my heart is broken, and life has brought me to my knees, I bow my head in prayer, and I'm encircled by His comfort. This is how His Spirit speaks to me. He knows that I need Him, and I can't walk alone, and I turn to Him to provide my every need. certain if I trust Him patiently and listen while the Spirit speaks to me. I feel Him near when the Spirit speaks to me.
Somewhere there's a mountain, it must be far away, 'cause I stand on my tiptoes and I can't see a thing. Somewhere there's a mountain, I heard the prophet say, that we'll build a home there and never have to go away. And it's a long, long way to walk, but one day I'll climb to the top. Somewhere there's a mountain, somewhere there's a mountain, with flowers in the spring, with flowers in the spring. I will take my shoes off, I will take my shoes off, and wade the mountain stream, and wade the mountain stream. And it's a long, long way to walk, but one day I'll climb to the top. It's a long, long way to walk, but one day I'll climb to the top. And that's where I'll find Jesus, and when I see Him smile, I'll put my arms around Him. It will be worth every mile. Somewhere there's a mountain, somewhere there's a mountain.
Those who set out on the long journey from the British Isles to the valley of the Great Salt Lake began their travel in faith. They had little or no knowledge of what they were getting into, but they moved forward. They began their journey with great expectation. That expectation gradually failed them as they moved west. As they commenced the tedious journey following the Platte River and then up the valley of the Sweetwater, the cold hand of death took its fearsome toll. Their food was rationed, their oxen died, their carts broke down. They had inadequate bedding and clothing. Storms raged, they sought shelter, but they found none. The storms beat about them, they literally starved to death. Scores died and were buried in the frozen ground. When Brigham Young received the news, he immediately stood before the congregation and said, "I will now give this people the subject and the text for the elders who may speak today and during this conference. It is this: on the 5th day of October, 1856, many of our brethren and sisters are on the plains with handcarts, and probably many are now 700 miles from this place. They must be brought here. We must send assistance to them and bring them in before the winter sets in." "I shall call upon the bishops this day. I shall not wait until tomorrow, nor until the next day, for 60 good mule teams and 12 or 15 wagons. I do not want to send oxen. I want to send good horses and mules. They're in this territory and we must have them. Also 12 tons of flour and 40 good teamsters, 60 or 65 good spans of mules or horses with harness." Immediately, horses and mules and strong wagons were offered. Flour in abundance was forthcoming. Warm clothing and bedding were quickly assembled. Within a day or two, the loaded wagons were moving eastward through the snow.
Hey guys, hey, way that way. Hold up.
When the rescuers reached the beleaguered saints, they were like heaven, angels from heaven. People wept tears of gratitude. The handcart people were transferred into wagons so they could travel more quickly to the Salt Lake community. Some 200 died, but 1,000 were saved. Among those who were in dire circumstances on the plains was my wife's great-grandmother. Mary Penfold Goebel, who died in the arms of her daughter as she was entering this valley. She was buried December 12, 1856. She lost 3 of her children on that long journey. The feet of a surviving daughter were terribly frozen. What a story it is. It is filled with suffering and hunger and cold and death. It is replete with accounts of freezing rivers that had to be waded through, of howling blizzards, of the long, slow climb up rocky ridge. It may become largely forgotten, but hopefully it will be told again and again to remind future generations of the suffering and the faith of those who came before. Their faith is our inheritance. Their faith is a reminder to us of the price they paid for the comforts we enjoy.
Just sliding by, plugged into the world, but missing the meaning of life. But I was born to be a warrior of light, with faith to move mountains and the power of God filling my life. I want to live my life with honor and faith. I want to return to His arms unashamed. It's not enough for me to live it halfway. I'll follow Him fearlessly all of my days. I will live valiant faith. I've lived for ages, I prepared for this life. I won't be confused and cross to the enemy's side. I am girded with power and truth. I'm siding with God. He's pouring out blessings in all that I do. I want to live my life with honor and faith. I want to return to Him
1856, just west of Devil's Gate, a place they now call Martin's Cove, sacred ground of faith. Some hours ago we somehow crossed sweet water sheets of ice. At times it took away your breath, at times it took your life.
The sky is growing dark again, there's little food to eat. A chilling wind cuts to the bone, I cannot feel my feet. I know that Zion lay just ahead as I rest and close my eyes. Well, I wake to see the morn or made paradise.
Go bring them in from the plains, go bring them in from the storm. Like a fire the spirit's burning, bring them in and keep them warm. Go bring them in from the plains, go bring them in from the cold. Wrap your loving arms around them, bring his peace to their souls.
Tonight I dream of Kirtland, Zion's camp's holy test. I dream of independence, liberty and far west. Tonight I dream of Nauvoo, Brother Joseph's iron will. Tonight I dream of Carthage, and how we miss him still.
And tonight I dream of Bethlehem, Nazareth and Galilee. Tonight I dream of miracles from our Master and our King. Somewhere it starts as whispers, then turns to shouts so clear. Wake up, it's not a dream. The Valley Boys are here.
Go bring them in from the plains, go bring them in from the storm. Like a fire the spirit's burning, bring them in and keep them warm. Go bring them in from the plains, go bring them in from the cold. Wrap your loving arms around them, bring his peace to their souls.
Now it's me who walks these steps just west of Devil's Gate, a place we now call Martin's Cove, sacred ground of faith. Silence and in reverence, sweet water we now cross, and hear the echo of their prayers, their tears, and their loves.
And I still needs a light that shines, this truth we need to share. To honor those who came this way, we'll lift them and we'll care. And on our backs and in our hearts, we'll carry and proclaim, and heed the prophet's call once more. Go bring them from the plains,
Go bring them in from the plains, go bring them in from the storm. Like a fire the spirit's burning, bring them in and keep them warm. Go bring them in from the plains, go bring them in from the cold. Wrap your loving arms around them, bring his peace.
go and
Bring them in from the plains, go bring them in from the storm.
bring them in and keep them warm.
How quickly we forget where happiness is. It can be found in every place we're in. All the moments our hearts are turned to Him. Joy is in the journey. Joy is when I'm learning to become like Him. So even when I'm hurting, when the clouds are gray and swirling, I can feel the beauty in their hue. Happiness is a choice within me. Joy is in the journey. When I look at the world with a thankful mind, I see so much more of His light. In my bliss and in my deepest pain, I can feel the sunlight on my face. Joy is in the journey. Joy is when I'm learning to become like Him. So even when I'm hurting, when the clouds are gray and swirling, I can feel the beauty in their hue. Happiness is a choice within me. Joy is in the journey. Come thou fount of every blessing, tune my heart to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me some melodious sonnet sung by flaming tongues above. Praise the mountain fixed upon it, mount of thy redeeming love. Here I raise my Ebenezer, hither by thy help I come, and I hope by thy good pleasure safely to arrive at home. Jesus saw me when a stranger, wandering from the fold of God. He to rescue me from danger interposed His precious blood. Here to call love in the twinkling of an eye, and then continue onward with that same speed to fly. Do you think that you could ever, through all eternity, find out the generation where gods began to be, or see the grand beginning where space did not extend, or view the last creation where gods and matter end? Methinks the spirit whispers, no man has found pure space, nor seen the outside curtains where nothing has a place. If you could hide to call love in the twinkling of an eye, and then continue every passing word to my heart seems sweet to flies. Do you think that you never cease for all eternity? Teach me some melodic songs on my heart begin to grow. Praise the mountain fixed upon it, down to thy redeeming love. Oh, to grace, how great a debtor daily I'm constrained to be. Let thy goodness like a fetter bind my wandering heart to thee. Prone to wander, Lord, I feel it, prone to leave the God I love. Here's my heart, oh, take and seal it for thy courts above.
Stop! Stop believing! Keep going!
Here's my heart, oh, take and
Stop!
seal it for thy courts above.
I want to go in for a long time. And we'll just leave that there.
Scary.
I know.
Wait, what number am I?
You gotta say it loud.
That's number 6. Spirit of this work, like a fire burning in me. I know that Joseph restored God's church, and it's rolling forth across the earth. I feel the truth like a fire burning in me. Like a fire burning in me. I know that Joseph restored God's church, and it's rolling forth across the earth. I feel the truth like a fire burning.
Frozen clouds of winter hid the morning sun at the river's edge, our hopes were swept away. It seemed we'd reached the bitter end before we had begun, and we'd already prayed all that we could pray. And somewhere in the distance, like a precious ray of sun, like angels sent from heaven, they had come. One by one, they carried us across the water, fighting back the cold until we reached the other side. Step by step, we put our trust in them to guide us, amazed that they would offer such a willing sacrifice, a story that the world may never know. How one by one they brought us home. Hour after weary hour, they fought the river's might. I wondered what would move a soul to give
How many more minutes?
their mercy for a stranger was the perfect love of Christ, reaching through devoted hands so that we could live. Now the years have passed, and I have grown to realize there's one who came to rescue us from every storm of life. And one by one, he carries us across the water, sheltered in his arms until we reach the other side. And step by step, we put our trust in him to guide us, amazed that he would offer such a willing sacrifice, the greatest love the world will ever know. One by one, he'll bring us home. One by one, he'll bring us home.
We find one of the most touching stories of sacrifice, faith, and loving charity in the life of Jens Nielsen, who was a member of the Willie Handcart Company. Jens, a relatively prosperous Danish farmer, heeded the call to bring his family to Zion. In Iowa, he wrote that he had let all of his money go to the church, except enough to buy a handcart and stock it with 15 pounds of belongings per person. Jens wrote, Obedience is better than sacrifice. Jens arrived at Rock Creek 11 miles beyond Rocky Ridge with both feet frozen. He was unable to walk another step and pleaded with Elsie, "Leave me by the trail, in the snow, to die. And you go ahead and try to keep up with the company and save your life." Elsie, with her unfaltering pioneer courage, replied, "Ride. I can't leave you. I can pull the cart." Such was the strength and the faith of many pioneer women on the trail. The people for whom Jens was responsible were himself, his wife Elsie, their 6-year-old son Niels, and a 9-year-old girl, Bodell Mortensen, whom Jens offered to take to Utah. In the early Wyoming blizzard, temperatures plummeted below zero. The Nielsens had consumed their last pound of flour days before, but somehow they made it over the treacherous Rocky Ridge, urged on by their indomitable courage and unconquerable faith. Tragically, 13 of the company died at Rock Creek and were buried in shallow, snow-covered graves. Among them, Jens and Elsie's son Niels and Bodell Mortensen. President Hinckley described this portion of the trail as a trail of tragedy, a trail of faith, a trail of devotion, a trail of consecration, even of consecration of life itself.
You can see how she's struggling. How does it make you feel? If you've had times in your life that you're struggling and you need help, how do you feel? Does anyone want to help?
It's pretty cool to be laying in there and hear all these footsteps, clomping down at you. We have an amazing ward. You guys are pretty awesome.
As we've known that we were supposed to do this week, it's been very humbling, and it's made me love this man so much more, just in these last few days especially. and to love all of you also, just to feel the spirit of this unity, that we would never leave anyone behind, spiritually or physically. We want so much to have everybody here and be on this trip and to experience these things and to feel of our Savior's love, and that's what it's all about, is that unity and bringing others back home.
The best ideas
I said goodbye to my old life, followed my heart more than 1,000 miles. I've lived the joy, I've known the pain, I felt the hand of God out on that frozen plain. I walked today on blistered feet, but now the echo of these canyon walls makes me wanna sing. I've never seen beautiful like a journey's end, when nameless faces become my best friends. I've never seen wonderful like walking on into this mountain fortress that God made of stone. I've never seen troubles rolling underneath the wheels like coming home. say I've never seen beautiful like a journey's end, when nameless faces become my best friends. I've never seen wonderful like walking on into this mountain fortress that God made of stone. I've never seen troubles rolling underneath the wheels like coming home. I thank my God on aching knees. I raise my hands and He hears me. I've never seen beautiful like a journey's end, when nameless faces become my best friends. I've never seen wonderful like walking on to this mountain fortress that God made of stone. I've never seen troubles rolling underneath the wheels. I've never seen anything that feels like coming
That's the crap. That's because that first one was freaking hard. Oh my goodness. Okay, ready? Trent, you ready for your challenge? This looks like
Okay, I accept that challenge. Challenge accepted.
Try to skip this one.
I thought you were skipper.
clouds roll above us, the mighty stars shine down, the rainstorms give life to the ground. Everywhere we look, we see His hand. Our all-knowing Father has blessed us with His plan. Remember the journey, remember this time. You are being tested, you are being tried. Remember your promise, remember your design. With every breath, with every step, walk faithfully, remember the journey. You loved the Father, you chose the light, your faithfulness led to this life. But so much seems to try to pull you down, to make you lose the light that you once found. Remember the journey, remember this time. You are being tested, you are being tried. Remember your promise, remember your design. With every breath, with every step, walk faithfully, remember the journey. Remember this time. You are being tested, you are being tried. Remember your promise, remember your design. With every breath, with every step, walk faithfully, remember the journey. Remember the journey.
You guys gotta help. Hey! Hey, stay off the hay! Get down off the hay! Brad and Gary's stains from the sweat that ran down their backs like rain. The heat, it was horrendous, but the spirit was tremendous in the cold. The bus broke down. You would think that it would make us frown, but we played pioneer games out here on the plains. We had a blast, yes, learning about the past. Hey, Trek Blista, I ain't gonna miss you when the trek is done. We had some fun, we walked so far we chafed our bums. Hey, Trek Blista, I ain't gonna miss you on my toes and feet. Let's eat. Hey, get down off the hay. Don't climb on the hay. Ring the bell. The women's pool, we're so glad no one fell. Brad played Come Ye Saints. The picture that it paints was all is well. We took a name. We read their story and learned of their fame. A rescue came about from the Lord, there's no doubt, and ours can be the same. Hey, track blister, I ain't gonna miss you when the trek is done. We had some fun, we walked so far, we chafed our bums. Hey, track blister, I ain't gonna miss you on my toes and feet. Let's see, hey, you can pull a cart, feel the spirit tugging at your heart. Our mas and pas, they are the best. Bishop, thank you for this test. I strengthen my testimony. I love my big ward family. I always keep these things with me. You'll see, everybody. Hey, mister, I'm gonna miss you on the trek is done. We have some fun, we walk so much, we shake the bum. Hey, track blister, I ain't gonna miss you on my toes and